welcome back. Teh Tarik
Tarik Hour.
As always, is me, Azreen, with.
Ah Kit.
We are back again for another
Another episode for Teh Tarik Hours.
talking nonsense with two guys who don't know what they're talking
Nonsense
about.
guy talking nonsense.
As always, if you enjoy listening to what we do or watching what we do and all
Yeah.
this, please share, like, subscribe, comment. Even if the comments are not nice, we will still accept them.
Don't cyberbully you.
Okay, don't make fun of that. Don't make fun of that.
Okay.
Okay, so today's topic,
Yup.
you should all see already, it's about brain drain. Otak longkang, as they say.
Otak longkang. Yeah, firstly, I really don't know this. Otak longkang? What's otak longkang, bro?
It means your brain in the
In the longkang.
Yes,
Or we are just trying to flush the toilet.
Oh, sorry.
All the brain is go away.
Well, that's not what brain drain means. It actually means brain drain. Essentially, is that the fact that we have skilled workers leaving the country, choosing to
The better
find
life
better
and-
life. Skilled or semi-skilled workers basically leaving our country to get a better life, better pay, better anything. Lor.
And when you go, bro?
Nowadays, I feel like I should, But why suddenly we talk about this? Why suddenly this thing? Well, it's not really like out of nowhere, right? If you guys look back to our older episode, we did one episode talking about the Singapore
dollar.
currency, three
Yes.
times better. And
For
since
two-
then, things not get. I don't know if things gotten better lah.
Yeah, since recently our living cost increased. Even the RON 95, the petrol.
RON 95, not yet, right?
No, yeah, no, sorry.
Diesel only, The
Diesel.
price we can't remember, but we will put the article there. So, or you can watch our last episode lah.
Diesel, everything is, the price increase. So many people thought, hey, maybe we go for other country for work or get a better currencies.
I mean, we also did another episode a while back about how Malaysians are choosing to work in Singapore for some of them lah. Because why wouldn't they? Your salary compare back to Malaysia is at least three times more.
Yeah, I don't think it's just Singapore. I can see maybe we go outside like Australia, UK, US. You see even China. If a lot of Malaysians are work outside Malaysia.
I mean, but the majority is still go to Singapore lah.
Yeah,
because
Singapore. I think.
well, not let's say leave lah. It's more like they live in Malaysia but they work in Singapore. That is also considered brain drain, even if you don't
for
leave the country
Singapore
lah.
population, I say more than 50%. It's more than 50% is Malaysian who are work in
It's
Singapore.
like 1 something million or 1.18.
If let's say for 4 persons, is 1 person is Malaysians in work in Singapore.
It's a lot actually,
A
if you're
lot.
considering like that.
Yeah.
And apparently now there is some attempt to try to reduce the brain drain lah, to ensure that Malaysians stay in Malaysia, to improve Malaysia. But current situation, like you say, diesel price and then pricing of everything to go up, and then possibility of RON 95 increasing as well. Do you think the situation is the perfect timing for Malaysians to leave, leh? Or at least the skilled Malaysians? Will our brain drain even go even more, leh? Our otak will go more longkang. That's how this is.
Okay, this is I think it's this is not my issues. Like, I think a lot of Malaysian issue. Is it? Or we can ask the Malaysians here. It means they are living in KL. Is it enough for you guys to survive in KL? I'm not saying asking myself. Maybe it's not skillful enough. Maybe some other people's, like, I don't know. Maybe you and other people's who are. I think I asked a lot of Malaysian, my friends. Is it Malaysia is earning enough for you to survive? No one says earning enough in Malaysia.
But would you ever earn enough though? Like would
Enough.
you
I mean,
What is-
you have a good life, and then
You can afford the
things, and then surviving in KL. God lah, but it's the percentage is not high. If let's say I compare with people who are live in Singapore and Australia and some other places lah. Because our salary very, very, very low compared with even China's. You see, in China's, you do a designer, we work as a designers. compare with Malaysian salary. The Malaysian salary is very low.
As we mentioned a few episodes back, our minimum wage is still around like what 1.8, something like that.
The minimum wages lah.
Yeah, and there's been push it to 2.5 or something like that. But I don't think that's gonna happen. And essentially, if that is the point of our wage, right? For people to get higher than that is very unlikely lah.
Some more our currency is not really strong than back to 20 years. You know, back to 20 years, we spend 1 ringgit. I mean, we compare to Thailand's. I bring last time we are spending 100 ringgit. We got 1,000 bucks. I think got 1,000 bucks, right?
1,000 baht.
1,000 baht. So now you got 600 or 700 baht.
I mean, that is the power of our ringgit has depreciated lah.
Some more even in Thailand, the living cost also increased. Some more now the standard Bangkok and Kuala Lumpur, even Bangkok is more expensive than Kuala Lumpur.
But I mean, I don't know how is their wages are performing there, or if they are suffering brain drain as Malaysia is suffering right now. Because
you mean Thailand?
In Thailand lah, yeah. Because like in Malaysia itself, we are a unique case that not really unique case, I guess. Brain drain happens everywhere, but for Malaysians at least, right, it's becoming more apparent to the point that government are trying to do something to stop it lah. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna stop anytime soon. And if you ask me, as somebody who still single, no commitments or anything like that, it is a much more lucrative opportunity to maybe just pack up everything and maybe go to a different country for better opportunities.
Yep.
But the thing is, right, we always say that, but the grass is always greener on the other side. You assume your life will be better if you move. Not necessarily what. Because I have friends who also decided to move to like a different country. They tried and then they couldn't get the life that they hoped for. And they end up they still come back to Malaysia. What? And there are some people who did move abroad, end up in the end, when they reach retirement age, they will still come back to Malaysia. The point is the fact that right now is when you are as a skilled worker, you want to leave Malaysia. And people are all want to do that.
But the retire, we come back, it's not the skillful people, it's not the professional.
I mean, you still got experience, what? Can come back as CEO lah.
Yeah.
And come back work as CEO lah.
Actually, first we thought it's about the salary, the wages. Maybe it's a higher other country like Australia and other places. But the other thing is the job opportunities and the work career path. I mean, in Malaysia, their offer, the MNC companies is very little in Malaysia. If let's say we compare with Singapore, the MNC company is more in Singapore compared to Malaysia. The opportunity, the pathway, the careers you work in Singapore is better than Malaysia's. I see a lot of people like my times. A lot of they are going to MNC company after works of 5 years, 7 years. They transfer to Singapore and transfer to Bangkok, other country. Why not stay into Malaysia and grow? I think it's because they are Southeast Asia, a lot of regions, they go for other regions to continue.
But it's funny you say that during that time, because if I'm not, when I was younger, and I don't know lah, you don't feel if you feel this or not, Malaysia used to be one of the tigers of Asia, and we were a booming market, a booming economy. What changed since then to the fact that people no longer want to come to Malaysia as an opportunity for market growth or for career growth like that? Did something happen? Is it?
I don't know, because sometimes I remind me 10 years back we means a few years back lah. I don't know when we back to our.
I mean, it's more like 30 or 40 years.
You see, you got Dell lah, got a lot of MNC lah, like digital Western Digitals lah. You see, Western Digital now also no more already in Kelana Jaya. We all moved, shifted to Thailand.
North Face also closing shop in.
Just also? Recently, the Good Years also.
Good Year also, yeah.
Just recent only this news, Good Year.
But okay, like they are leaving to find cheaper market, isn't it? That's the whole point.
But however, if let's say the factory or the manufacturers you move out from Malaysia, but the HQs or office maybe you can stay in Malaysia. But why not? They are not big in Malaysia. They are choosing in Singapore or some other places.
I mean,
The
the obvious
HQ.
thing is because they choose us as cheap labor and never choose to upskill our workers here, lor. They never provide the opportunity for Malaysian workers to reach that level, lah.
Because in Malaysia, I see lah, it's very like very we are very down our positions. We are not saying we are very high ranks or people who are working are very skillful people. A lot of like Singapore. We are
But
not like
I don't think it's like we are lacking skilled workers, because if not, why we have brain drain? We do have skilled workers. That's why. I think it's more to the fact is that our skilled workers are not given the opportunity to grow, right? Because this might not be like this might be a company thing, or maybe a private market kind of thing, where the company that comes here, they hire Malaysians, but they only limit Malaysians to, like, I don't know, GM only, never to the C level of like Goodyear or something like that. If you want to be a C level, you might have to be like a dato or something first.
I think it should be some regulations or conditions or make the foreigners stop to grow their business in Malaysia.
But then you attack. If you do that, you stifle the FI, right? Direct foreign investment. That means you discourage
FI.
foreign investments. So then you won't have all this big company coming in. Well, you got Tesla. That's the thing. It's like, do we want to bring all this company into our market, into our country, or do we want to build out our country to be able to support skilled workers? I feel like it should be that we should be focusing on building our own country to be able to nurture and to encourage skilled workers, and that comes from putting regulations on better salary. That comes from regulation from, like, not allowing private companies to like take advantage of workers, and
Yup.
it's also like putting like good regulations and good governance and all this. It comes from policies that will help workers lah. If we want to maintain good workers, what? Not meh? Because at the end of the day, why they leave Malaysia? Because it's just better opportunity, ma. Yes, our currency is very cha lah, but your currency cha, then you need to understand how to balance it, lor.
I don't think the currency char is one of the issues. Because I see I find out this is I mean out of stories lah. If let's say for now you buy one wonton mee in 7 ringgit, but last old days maybe also is 7 ringgit, but the portion is
Smaller lah.
and then the wonton and then will become smaller. But how come they are not increase the
The price lah.
the price? Maybe nowadays maybe a 20 ringgit or 30 ringgit. Then the salary should be come out, then you have to we pay the same thing, but now we are pay the same money, we getting less value. A lot of things we are getting less value. Even worker also same things. What now you hire one worker is in 3,000, okay? Last time also hire workers in 3,000, but the quality is different. The workers, you see, now last time we hire one workers is 3,000. At least is come out from the universities. Now you're hiring 3,000, you get a bungalow or some other. Sorry.
Okay, okay, bro. What's that supposed to mean? Like, okay, I don't think that's like a very fair comparison, because like 3,000 for
examples lah.
I mean, like, maybe, because it's hard to say, because if you say 3,000 is how much you hire someone for a salary, right? But like that 3,000 maybe is a different to compare current market to last time. What? Like,
Yeah, I mean
3,000 last time is a very big amount. 3,000 now is, you think, enough, meh? Even for like a fresh grad, you think 3,000 is enough? You need to think rent, how much you pay for rent, and then you need to think car, because if you want to take public transport, you better pay higher rent, and then there's your student debt you have to consider as well.
I think we cannot put all the lump sum together, so with the salary and then the expenses. But one thing is really nowadays, the pay is lesser, right?
I mean, technically it's the same because we don't change much lah. But the value of your
yes.
salary is less lah. Basically,
Yes.
like maybe 5,000 5 years ago
Mm-mm.
is considered very good. 5,000 today, the actual value might be less. Like your 5,000 is actually equal to like 3,005.
But
like
even so, but the workers is still earning the 5,000. Or you see, the sales or the some people are still earning the same amount compared with last old days.
But that's the thing. I don't think people would be willing to pay more to the worker lah. If I'm being honest, in Malaysia, like I mean, in business in general lah, would you want to pay workers more, meh?
No, if let's say the Malaysian market is bigger, definitely you will pay the worker more. If let's say the market in Malaysia was so niche,
So small one.
small, yeah, some kind of like that. So last time we worked in advertising companies. We work in one TVC. You shoot one TVC or maybe it's 100,000 or very very big amount. But in China, so you pay 2 billion for one shootings because you have 40 million people who are watching the video. But here or maybe 200 million. Oh, the people
The capture is less lah.
lesser. That's why we have to bigger our market.
We need to think global, is it?
Yeah, not think global. Maybe Malaysia as a hub. We are as a Southeast Asia hub. We are take care, but Indonesia, Thailand, they are different.
Oh, you want to say the United Nations of ASEAN? Is it?
I mean, actually, like you see, like Singapore, they are very small. They're very small, but
They cater to a bigger
the
market.
HQ, the foreign, the MNC HQ, they are all is set up in Singapore. Why not they are not set up in Malaysia? That we have a cheaper labor also. But how come they want to set up in Singapore and not in Malaysia? We have to think about it. Why? How come they want to set Singapore's people's also is Malaysian what? A lot of Malaysians go there for work. What? How come they are not set up in Malaysia? We think of these issues lah.
I mean, there are few things that optically make it Malaysia a less favorable places lah. Corruption is one of them lah, definitely. Our infrastructure also is not great. Certain policies that favor certain groups, kind of thing. Like all these like regulations might scare off foreign investors and foreign businesses lah. And also the fact that Malaysians, I don't know, we're kind of on the downtrend lah, basically, isn't it? Like, just look at our currency alone. If you are a foreigner and you see our currency alone, you can see like, oh, Malaysia as an economy is not performing as well. Why would I want to risk it over there? Like, wouldn't you go to a stable market like Singapore or emerging markets like, I don't know, Thailand, I guess, is a emerging market? Not really, actually.
I think it's more and less it's the governments to plays a very important role. And the
our government really costs us a lot lah with the whole change and then
how you attract this we call it the FI come to Malaysia. This is
but like again our track record, our government good governance supposedly hasn't reached that level to show that we are a stable country lah. I feel it's also affecting foreign investors. But the thing is, I don't want us to focus too much on foreign investment because, like, at the end of the day, it's about we need to fix our own house before we invite people to our house. What, no man?
We have Cyber Giant, we have Putrajaya, all is empty, bro. This is our house already.
At least look nice already.
Look nice but empty.
No lah, it's
iconic. Only icon, bro.
No, it's outside is look nice lah. Our inside is still a mess. That's the problem. Look at our infrastructure also. Our roads alone. Our economy already what?
But these few years these 10 years, our Malaysians, the politician is not unstable, and for some of the foreign FI, they want to invest in one places. I think it's because the stable of the politician is very important issues. If let's say after 5 years they change the policies, change the condition, I want to
of course there's
and then go back already.
No, instability there lor. You don't want to come there lah. But okay, we're focusing too much on the foreign part of this. We need to bring back to
Come
the
back to the
brain drain of
the
Malaysian.
brand.
Leaving Malaysia. Like, okay, as we mentioned earlier, it's probably not the current situation makes it the best time to leave lah. Right? You, Akid,
Mm-mm.
right now, do you think our brain drain problem will continue to persist?
I think it will continue. You see, um, I have worked in Singapore before. 2005, that time, I see the custom, the custom, the border Malaysia and Singapore. The time is very less people,
Okay.
but today, you can see the custom even got twice the second link. They come out with the third link, and then the MRT will going to JB. All these things is encourage more Malaysians go to work in Singapore.
That's the irony, is it?
Yeah.
Because we are saying we don't want brain drain, but we are providing the ability to go.
And some more, it's not just. I think it's last time I said. I think it's a Chinese guys will be going to Singapore work. It's more easier. Now
Even
you can see just now. We see
there's we saw a documentary on CNA. It's like
Uh,
more Malays as well are going.
even Malays going to Singapore for work.
And as you mentioned, it's not just Singapore. There's other countries as well. You go to Australia, you go to China, you
Yeah.
go to America.
Yeah, you go Australia and go Sydney, Melbourne. You can see that all a lot of Malaysians. Even they have a Malaysian food
Yeah,
festival.
exactly. we are the satay being sold there very
Yeah.
good and all this. Like it seems like Malaysian overseas have a lot of great opportunities.
So
But what about Malaysians here, man? What are we left with all the brain drain going on? Are we left with the stupid people only, man?
maybe I'm the stupid people.
I mean, I admit I'm a stupid person also.
nonsense people here.
End up is really is just the not so smart people, is it?
Don't know.
No lah. I mean, we still have skilled workers in Malaysia. That's not to say there are no skilled workers, but I do feel like for their skill, they're not compensated enough lah. Like you might be a really good, let's say, a good designer,
Mm-mm.
but at the end of the day, what you're getting paid for is going to be matched with what Malaysian companies were willing to pay you. They're
Yeah.
not gonna compare it to global market. They're
Not
not gonna
every
tell.
designer is Jimmy Choo ma. A lot of in between one. A lot of I think.
Yeah,
only
but like
one-
if you don't encourage the in between to earn more, then why would they want to be better? Leh?
we have the best, but don't have any in between. Right, Jimmy Choo is here.
Then everyone else is just
W-
tight, is it?
In between is a gap, is a big gap.
But that's the thing. We can push that if we encourage better pay, better salary, better all this, and better benefits as workers. But of course, that requires a lot of infrastructure, and not just infrastructure, like policy change and everything, which I don't think will happen anytime soon.
But if let's say, Azreen, I ask you one question lah. You are the minister. You want to encourage our brand come back to Malaysia.
Oh, the brain to come back.
come back to Malaysia. What
We-
do you want? What kind of like the technique, or you want what kind of you are encourage them to come back? Malaysia
It's
for
not
work.
susah lah, because I think the most important is minimum
You want to
wage. lah.
increase the salary?
No,
Or
the minimum.
increase
I think the minimum wage is the most important lah, because we need to be parity at least with our current market, because our current minimum salary is not in line with what we need to pay for lah. Because if your minimum salary is below your what you need to have a comfortable life, it's not.
seriously, the pay is just one of the issues. Really.
You don't think? Okay,
Yeah,
what other
pay-
societal factors do you
If
think is?
let's say I have as a Malaysians, I earning enough, I rather to stay in Malaysia and live in Malaysia. I'm not saying I want to make a high salary, but the salary is enough lah. I'm not saying earning the below the water lah, underwater lah, those kind of
Suffering one.
wages lah. But earning enough in Malaysia, I rather live in Malaysia. Seriously, but you can see you have to. I mean, if let's say we have the environments, it's like we have a lot of those multinational companies, FI, come to Malaysia, we have the good pathway for people. Is we can see the future. You live in Malaysia, you can see a future. You repair the roads, you do a lot of things. You can see
You don't think TRX is a good sign of
this thing too many already. The icon things are too many. I want something is
too many
more,
tall things already?
more realistic, bro. I want something is like even you one place like PJ, yeah, have the economy is there. You have the people. It's not saying I want to build the Putrajaya. Yeah, I build the Putrajaya there, but no economy there, no people or work there. Only governments got a lot of empty office. You are encouraged like Cyberjaya empty. You have
Yeah, what happened there? It's MSC, man. Then no more already, right? But it is like a lot of missed opportunities that's not being taken, and I think it requires a more expert than us to fully understand what went wrong there, lah. Of course, some people will say cronyism, corruption, whatever, lah, and there could be truth to that as well. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is our current economy is that it's not performing well, our currency is not well, and people are suffering because the wages is not comparable. And if we continue on this path, a lot of skilled workers will continue to leave, and then we will left with whoever is left, no?
And I just now I also said not just the wages and not just the pathway, and the other thing also maybe it's the freedoms.
Well, that was susah sikit lah.
You see a lot of people like, what? How come they want to chow from Malaysia? Oh, because I can do this thing. I can more freedom to do this.
That one is a societal issues. Is a very
sensitive.
Oh, okay. We need to shoot. We need to straight. We don't hide thing. Okay, yes, freedom. There are certain oppressions of yourself for some people here lah. Easiest I can say is LGBTQ lah. It's like
LGBTQ and even some we are touched some
or religion stuff or maybe royalty stuff. And even talking against the government itself as well. That fear can play a huge part into like people wanting to leave. But one thing I want to bring up to you and wonder to you, ask you if you think it's gonna be a more of an issue, right? For people who the brain drain, the people who leave Malaysia, right? They will go there, they will start a family there, right?
Yep.
Some might return, but the children might not connect with Malaysian anymore.
Yep.
So when that happens, right, we are losing Malaysians there.
Yep.
At that point, do you think like will Malaysia as a society, will we lose some of our identity there? Like, especially if you think like if more Chinese decided to leave and then they start family over there and then their children decided, oh, they're not Malaysian, they're maybe American or Canadian or what.
Yep.
So that means less of your Chinese Malaysian culture being held on.
Okay, the first thought in our mind, why the Malaysians they want to go US and go Australia, other places for work, and because they want to go for a better life
and provide better life for their children, right?
Correct or not?
So
if let's say you are Malaysians you go overseas for work if you want to go for the better life, not just of course the wages is a play very important role but you want to get a better life for your child and for your
I mean, odds are if you are willing to take that risk to go to a different country to get to do all this, you are doing it for the sake of not just yourself, but maybe for your family as well, right?
Yes. Why not, if let's say for some other country peoples and look at Malaysia, the Australian come to migrate to Malaysia, and because Malaysia have a better futures for their children, then maybe the Australian come to Malaysia. Oh, Malaysia.
I rarely hear that.
No, maybe the Chinese come over to Malaysia. Oh, the Malaysian education is so good, and then we are build something here.
I mean,
they have the value for other foreigners to
build their life,
come to Malaysia for work. You see, wow, Malaysia is so good and food is so nice. So I enjoy the food. And the foreigner, I come to Malaysia because I want to have a good food.
I think it's very, I don't know nowadays but back in the day when I used to think about it, it's like rarely like an expat come to Malaysia thinking that they are doing this to get a better life. It's more like, oh, they have a job to come here because their
Yeah.
company forced them to come here, or they assign them here, and then that's why they do that. And in order to do that, they get higher compensation lah.
Yup.
But it's not because they look at Malaysia and say, wow, Malaysia is such a fabulous destination to
Yo,
live.
so we want to
But
build
we want
Malaysia.
to build up
Build up
Malaysia.
Malaysia. You see, some foreigner they go to Thailand for retire. How come? How they?
Well,
Why they want to go for
I
Thailand?
don't think we can do what they do there
They
lah.
go to Thailand. Oh, Thailand is so freedom. Or cannabis.
Okay. I don't think we can do that lah.
Drink, girls, so nice. Retire in Thailand, Bangkok. It's this kind of the ideas.
But
is
of
to
course,
make the
I
foreigner
mean that we need to find our hook there lah. Huh?
we went to hope maybe some of the foreigners or even the Chinese and all they come back to Malaysia for work and for the better life. We can provide the better life for foreigners.
That is one thing lah. But the most important is how do we provide the better life for the Malaysian itself first one. Because that's why it all starts in the first place. Why you want to
If let's say a lot of people to come back to Malaysia, we are change the bloods. Even Malaysia, our next generation Malaysians, we are still in a good country. We are not attract those Vietnam. I'm not saying Vietnam is not good.
Careful lah, you,
Sorry,
careful, you, careful.
I
Not
mean,
just say it's not that
it-
lah. It's just that we
uh,
become a hub for other people as well to see Malaysia as a place to get a better life also. One. We can be like America.
yeah,
We can be America.
American dream.
Our dream, hey, our flag almost similar already.
Yeah, only different.
Just a few more only. We need to all the other masses to come to Malaysia. But that's the thing, right? Would we ever be able to achieve that? I don't know lah. It seems like a far dream already.
Far dream. No.
But as it stands right now, I think brain drain is gonna be a still a big issue lah. Logically speaking, the solutions that we can think might not be effective because, like, for me, is personally I say, like, again, salary is probably the most important lah. Because that's usually the general consensus for people going to like Singapore or US. The currency is better, the salary pay better, and there are perks and benefits there lah. And from your aspect, you want to add in also is like societal things lah, like freedom of expression or anything like that. But what do you guys think? Is brain drain an issue in Malaysia? Should we even care about all these Malaysians who cabut lari leh?
You cabut. You
Is that you don't like Malaysia? You leave Malaysia lah.
Oh, you be a pasar.
Go out lah. It's like this.
Don't worry, we have more foreigners to come into Malaysia.
Yeah, we still got our Malaysian, the people here, the people who stay here are the real Malaysian.
You see, Nyama, Vietnamese.
Okay lah. What do you guys think about the brain drain issue? Do you think it is an issue? It's not an issue? Should we do anything about it? And as always, if you enjoy our content, please share, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And if you want to reach out to us, tehtarihour@gmail.com. Until then, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.